Hi everyone, this is going to be a first in a series of videos where I'll be going over what the most powerful laser repeater builds are for the Super Hornet. Now, rapid fire weapons are good at hitting small maneuverable targets, so if you're having trouble landing your shots, you may consider switching out your weapon selection for something that has a faster velocity and a higher rate of fire. And laser guns may require more energy, but they're also not going to run out of ammunition like ballistics eventually would. So you'd want to use a laser focused build if you're going to be battling multiple enemies, for running solo, or if you're just getting sick of having to resupply at a landing zone between fights. The first of these builds I'm going to be looking at is a full set of attrition repeaters. And this loadout consists of 2 size 4 and 4 size 3 attritions. And the reason for why I'm using them is because you're going to want all of your weapons to have the same rate of fire and speed. That way you can reduce the number of targeting pips you're dealing with down to as few as possible. And with this loadout, you're only going to have 1 pip. That means all of your weapons are going to be hitting the same spot every time you press the trigger. Another reason is because this loadout has a sustained DPS of 2,924, which is a lot of damage when compared to the other laser focused repeater builds. The attrition 3s and 4s have a fire rate of 350 and a speed of 1,000. Now let's compare that with a repeater loadout that consists entirely of Panthers and Rhinos. This build has an overall faster fire rate and speed, but it also has a lot lower sustained DPS of 1,590. And you will feel a noticeable reduction in what the TTK ends up being when you switch over from this build to using attritions. And the other thing that I want to talk about is range. Whatever weapon in your group has the shortest range is going to determine what the minimum distance from your target is going to be before you want to start firing on them. So in the case of the attritions, the size 3s have the shortest range, which is 2,600, so you're going to want to be at least that far away from the target before you start firing. That way you can hit them with every one of your weapons and deal out as much sustained damage as you possibly can. With the current flight model, I generally don't start firing on faster moving fighter craft until I'm at least 1 kilometer away from the target. The attritions can be purchased at the HD Showcase in Lorville's Financial District. The size 3s are going to cost you $54K each, and the size 4s are going to go for $120K. So altogether that bill is going to come to nearly $500,000, so they're not cheap. But they are worth it. And you're going to need all the DPS you can get if you're going to want to be able to finish the more advanced bounty hunting missions. Well, that's going to be it for this video on the attritions loadout for the Super Hornet. I've been your host, Law of the West. Thanks for watching, and take care.